Hey everyone! I'm Nadine and welcome to the vlog. So I am a soon-to-be mama of two. I have a 4-year-old daughter and now I am expecting my second baby. Yes, hello! And now I am on my second trimester and I just realized, wait a minute, I have not yet filmed a pregnancy vlog. Better late than never, right? February 28th, my birthday. So that was the day that I finally took the test. I used 2 different brands of pregnancy tests just to be absolutely sure. So when I took that pregnancy test, I was actually already 5 weeks pregnant and I didn't even know it. So it's a good thing that I didn't drink. On my 6th week of pregnancy, the very first thing I did was to have a transvaginal ultrasound just to confirm if I really was pregnant. And when I saw on the screen that yes, there is a baby, yes, there's a heartbeat, oh my god, I just felt this overwhelming sense of relief wash over me. Thank you, Lord, thank you so much. So I visited an OB for my initial checkup. So this was really just the getting to know you stage. She was just asking me about my pregnancy history, my family history, my health history, all those things. She also prescribed prenatal vitamins for me. So these are from Healthy Options. This is $895 per bottle. What I like about this is that you only take it once a day, so it's less of a hassle. But what I do not like about this is it has this earthy aftertaste. So every time I take it, I have to eat something after, like chocolate or something sweet just to get rid of the disgusting taste. And it did actually make me feel pukey during my first trimester and the early stages of my second trimester. So what I did for these vitamins is I usually take them at night just right before bedtime. So if I am feeling pukey, then I wouldn't feel it because I'm probably asleep. So that's the trick. So she also told me to take Calcium Aid, which is like a vitamin D supplement, which is of course very important for the baby's bone development, right? I only drink almond milk because regular dairy milk, that just makes me break out. And I'm so vain, right? But yeah, I mean, who wants to have pimples, right? Especially when you're pregnant. So my OB also asked me to undergo a series of tests and it's a lot. So I'm going to break it down here for you. So I had my tests done at High Precision Diagnostics and all up, it was a whopping 12,000 plus on all the tests. Oh my god. And you know what? I'm sure it would be even more expensive if I had done it in a hospital. So my god, it's so expensive to have kids, so I think I'm okay with 2. My OB asked me to do the T3, T4, and TSH because I have a history of hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. When you're pregnant especially, it's very important that your thyroid levels are regulated because it's very crucial for the development of your baby's brain and nervous system. Majority of my tests came back normal, thank God, except that I did have UTI. Of course, it's not good to have any kind of infection. It could affect your pregnancy and your baby. So what my OB gave me was this medicine called Monurol, and I just had to take it once. So I just dissolved it in half glass of water and drank it, and I was okay. On my 7th week of pregnancy, my family and I went on a staycation in Batangas. Overall, it was really just a laid-back vacation. All we did was swim, eat, sleep, rest, relax. The most effort that I did or exerted was when Andy and I would walk around and explore the place, but that was it. So I was so surprised that day when we went back to Manila at around 3 a.m. I had spotting. That same morning I went straight to the hospital and had an ultrasound. So Very scary. It was seen that I had subchorionic hemorrhage. So it's actually quite common, especially in the first trimester. But still, it doesn't make it any less scary, right? I sent my results to my OB via Viber. And she told me to take Dufaston 3 times a day. So basically, it's this drug that helps prevent miscarriages. And she also said, strictly no contact. You know what I mean. Sorry, Mike, no sexy time for us for the meantime. Safety first. On my 7th week is also when I experienced the height of my pregnancy symptoms, and believe me, it was not fun. First symptom of my pregnancy was nausea and vomiting, and I was one of the not so lucky moms who experienced morning sickness, except that in my case it was all day sickness, 24/7, round the clock. And it was actually worse at night for some reason. I would even throw up every time I brushed my teeth. Yeah, unfortunately, we women have to deal with that. But you know, it's funny. As much as I hated feeling that way, every time I felt like that, I was actually kind of thankful, because I felt like, okay, I'm feeling all these symptoms, so it must mean that I'm still pregnant and that my pregnancy is progressing well. So, you know, that was, I guess, a silver lining for me, if you could call it that. Apparently, one way of lessening the nausea is to eat snacks throughout the day or to eat small, frequent meals. Unfortunately, I had crazy food aversions. I actually cannot believe that I'm saying this, but I hated eating. Like, it was such a chore for me, and sometimes just the sight of food would make me want to gag. I am such a big foodie. I love food, and now all of a sudden, I didn't even want to look at food. I didn't want to smell food. Most of the time, I would only eat a few bites, or I would just eat half or even less than half of what was on my plate. And yeah, my OB just said to make up for it on my 2nd trimester when my appetite is back. If you are like me, who couldn't really eat very well, or couldn't eat much, or couldn't eat at all on your 1st trimester, it's okay. Don't be too hard on yourself, and just do what you can. Don't pressure yourself. So yeah, I despised eating, but I was constantly hungry. The irony of it all, right? So yeah, I always made sure that I had snacks on hand. Cheese, popcorn, not so much chips, although I did indulge once in a while because, come on, I need to give myself a break, right? Yeah, ice cream, yogurt, and fruits, crackers. I always had crackers on hand. Oh yeah, speaking of fruit, by the way, this is so weird. I think my baby is not a fan of apples because the 3 times consistent, this is consistent, the 3 times that I had apples, I puked instantly. Third symptom of my pregnancy, especially during the 1st trimester, is the constant peeing. I would usually pee in the middle of the night, like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And then after that, I could not go back to sleep. And the only way I could go back to sleep is if I ate something and got a little full and then feel sleepy. So that was pretty annoying. Another symptom was fatigue. I was just so sleepy and tired. All I wanted to do was just sleep, lie down, and do nothing most of the time. That was my life. I had no life, basically. I felt so lethargic that I had to stop working completely. I'm an events host, right? And I have to be energetic and outgoing, and that just wasn't me at that time. Also, my pregnancy is very sensitive, so I had to be extra careful not to get tired and not to exert myself too much. So on-ground hosting was out of the question. I thought I could still manage virtual hosting jobs, you know, like basically jobs where I just sit in my bedroom and talk in front of my computer. But I was wrong. I couldn't even do that because I was so scared that in the middle of my spills, I'd be like, "Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Facebook Live." You know, like I was afraid that I would just screw it up. Not working added to my anxiety, as if I wasn't already anxious enough. I'm so used to being independent. I've always loved working, and I've always just liked the idea of being able to afford things, of being able to bring in income for my family, even if my husband is the provider. And then all of a sudden, boom, here I am. I'm just sleeping and lying down the whole day, and I just felt so useless. And I felt so guilty. I know it's wrong to feel that way because it is hard work to grow a human being while taking care of another child, of a toddler who also has her own needs, and taking care of your home. You know, I mean, I shouldn't be feeling this way, but I don't know, pregnancy hormones, I guess. So yeah, I'm just so grateful that my husband is so kind and understanding and patient. And even when I tell him, you know, I feel so guilty that you have to bear the full load of taking care of the finances now. You know, he doesn't care. He says that his priority is my health and my safety as well as the baby. So at least that's a blessing for me. That's one less thing to worry about. And with that, ladies, friendly reminder to please choose your baby daddy wisely. Yeah, 10th or 11th week of my pregnancy, I was scheduled for another ultrasound, and this time around I did it at World of My Baby at the Podium Mall. So this is actually where I used to have my ultrasounds with Andy. So I'm very comfortable with them. When it was finally my time to have my ultrasound done, the doctor said, "Oh, you're having contractions right now." I'm like, what? I'm having contractions? Why? And she asked me if I was feeling tired or if I did anything strenuous. And I said, no, not really. I was just walking around, you know, to the bathroom and back here and all. And she said, maybe that was already enough to make me tired. And the strange thing was, I wasn't even feeling tired. So yeah, as soon as I gave the results to my OB, she said, okay, so now we know that the baby isn't really clinging on that well. So we have to take extra precautionary measures. I mean, I was already being very careful before, but now I had to be like 10 times or even 100 times more careful. So on top of the Dufaston that she previously prescribed, she also added another medicine, which is called isoxazoline. And this is actually a uterine relaxant. So I had to take it 3 times a day. So now, with the addition of isoxazoline, I was taking a total of 11 medicines and vitamins. So that was a lot. So I had to spread it out during the day because I couldn't take all of them in one go. So yes, this is my pregnancy. It's very fragile. And in fact, when we went on a staycation the week after that, I had to be on a wheelchair. It was so strange. Yeah, because I couldn't walk too much. I had to limit my walking. So fast forward to my 12th week of pregnancy, Andy caught a cold and she also had low-grade fever. And, you know, thankfully she was okay. Nothing serious. She was fine after a day or two. But I had it worse. I had a cold, really bad cold. I was coughing. I was sneezing a lot. I had sore throat, migraines. My muscles were aching. Yeah, I also had fever. So, you know, the usual suspects when you have COVID. So I was thinking, do I have COVID? I hope not. So my OB told me to get an RT-PCR test just to rule it out. And thankfully it came back negative. And she also told me that if it was really bad, I could take Biogesic. That was safe. And she also told me that I could also take Nafarin A, which is a decongestant. But being my paranoid self, and you know, I was thinking, oh, you know, I don't want to take these medicines and then find out later that I'm harming my baby. So I just decided to do it naturally, the things that help me heal naturally, even if it did take a longer time. I drank lots and lots of water. which you should be doing anyway, even if you're not sick and even if you're not pregnant. Calamansi and lemon juice, so citrusy drinks. Honey citron ginger tea. Mike drinks it even when he's not sick, so yeah, you should go try that. Apparently it helps with COVID too. Yes, and of course I gargled with warm salt water as frequently as possible. Funny enough, it was actually also on my 12th week when I felt more like myself. I felt more like a normal human being. Like my symptoms were gradually lessening, and of course I was happy. Who wouldn't be, right? But I was thinking, oh, I don't feel as pregnant as I used to anymore. Am I still pregnant? Is the baby okay? And I had to wait until my next OB appointment to check if everything was okay. But yes, everything was okay. So yes, I'm very happy. We heard the heartbeat. And also, I think it was around 13 weeks when I felt some kind of fluttering sensations, like gas bubbles and yeah, like popcorn popping in my tummy. So I was thinking, could this be the baby moving? I mean, I wasn't sure because it's been, what, 4 years since I was last pregnant. So I don't really remember the sensations anymore. And I was thinking 13 weeks might be a little too early to feel anything. But at the same time, I also read somewhere that if you're a second-time mom or if this is your second pregnancy, you're bound to feel the movements earlier than during your first pregnancy. So I don't know, maybe it was the baby. So there, that's about it for my first trimester. And thank you so much for listening to my ramblings. And if you made it this far in my video, just want to say I appreciate that you stuck around. And I hope that at least you were able to pick up something valuable, especially if you're in your early stages of your pregnancy. And if you are and you're feeling all the nasty feelings, trust me, I feel you. But do trust also that it gets better, I promise. So in no time, you're gonna feel more like yourself. Anyway, that's it for now. Again, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoy my content, you know what to do. Go subscribe to my channel. Alright, see you then. Bye!
Bye!
Bye!